Hi everyone, welcome back to your What Do I Know? So last week I was discussing vaginal discharge. I'm not sure that's why I decided to start there. I just thought it was a good example of me learning something about my body and my children's bodies, or learning it through my child at the age of 26. And realizing that that was normal. Most women do have vaginal discharge. So going on from the vaginal discharge, we obviously spoke about ovulating. So it just feels like a progression to go into periods. So again, I don't think I can say this enough. You have to learn what is normal for you and your periods. Mine tend to go maybe every 31 days. Very, very heavy, especially day 2, day 3 for me. I tend to bleed for 5 to 6 days. But like I say, after day 2, day 3, it tends to lighten off. So I get it doesn't start and it's not gushing. It starts slow, day 2, day 3, heavy, day 4, day 5, sometimes into day 6 can be, it's dying off basically. Like I say, it's very heavy. I'm gonna caution viewer discretion because I'm probably gonna get dead graphic. But I think it's dead important that you understand that we are all different, but we're all the same. Like it's not it's not the nicest of things to have a period. And I remember being in year 6, so in the UK, that's your age 10 to 11, being in school, and they took all the girls off to talk about periods, and the boys, I don't know what the boys spoke about, but it weren't periods. I do understand that in today's sexual education, when they're talking about periods, they don't actually take the boys off, which I think is dead important. Because even if these boys obviously aren't having periods, they're going to be, some of them are going to be marrying women, going out with women, they'll have sisters, mothers, daughters, and it's dead important that they know about these things. I've had this discussion with my daughter's dad, and I've said to him, if I'm ever not around and there with him, and especially the elder, is because she's on the cusp of puberty for sure, she's 10. He needs to know what to do, and there's no doubt in my mind, if I said to him, you need to go to the shop and buy these sanitary towels, or like, I'd have to explain to him what, that he's not, what he's buying basically, that he didn't come back with tampons when I want sanitary towels or whatever. But there's no doubt in my mind that I know he'd go off and he'd get it, and it's just a way of life, and in reality, I reckon most women would, if given the choice, wouldn't want a period. However, it's a means to an end. But yeah, this is what I learned when I was 10. We went into the to have our period talk, and I remember being dead excited because I just thought I want to be normal. And I also thought that having a period meant I was normal, I could have kids. And then I went in and had a period talk, and I remember asking the question, how can you have a period and not have kids? And I vaguely remember the answer, but it was sort of like, your eggs might not be mature enough. So your ovary can still release an egg, and it goes into your cervix, ready to be impregnated, but it's just not mature enough. So your body's still releasing eggs, and as soon as that egg's been released, your cervix starts building up the blood to be released when that egg's not pregnated, but the egg might not be mature, so it can't be. And I remember thinking, isn't that the point? Isn't that the point? Like, I'm happy to have a period if it means I can have kids. And I just remember it really, really shocked me. And again, growing up now, I've realised there's so many, it's a minefield. There's endometriosis, polycystic ovaries that all affect your hormones, your periods, your fertility. I know I struggled I'm fortunate enough now that I've been pregnant 5 times and I've got 3 children out of it. 3 healthy children. Again, it's something I'll go into, but I did have a miscarriage at 11 weeks, and if you've watched any of my videos, I lost Sophia when I was 5 months pregnant with her. But yeah, it wasn't just I know for my mum and my sister, it was I don't think I've ever met more fertile women. And I know my mum said that whenever she decided they were going to have more children, it just happened. Whereas for me, it was a long process, and I was convinced there was something. It was me. So I am very fortunate that I've got 3 healthy children at home. But yeah, I remember thinking, well, I don't want bloody periods if I can't have kids, especially like I say, like mine are so heavy. Day 2, day 3, it's tampons and pads. There's lots of leaks, and that's just normal for me. It's just normal for me. And I remember after having Sophia, I literally got caught. I had one period and got caught on the cusp of the 6 weeks they give you after having a baby. Yeah, I got caught, and with Holly. And then after having Holly, I have never experienced periods so bad. The first 3-4 months after Holly was born, I couldn't have been 30 minutes away from a toilet without needing to change my tampon. And if it was an hour away, then it was just, the tampon on the pad just wasn't enough. And I thought to myself, I'm going to give it 3 or 4 months, and if it's not changed, then I'm going to go back to the doctors, because that was not normal for me. My periods are heavy, but not to the point where I had to be stood by a toilet all the time. But like I say, it did die down. It has gone back to normal. I just think it might have been my body's way of getting rid of everything, because I'd spent the best part of nearly 1.5 years pregnant with just one period in between. So yeah, I just think it's important not to be embarrassed if you do have a leak, or, you know, if your periods are heavy, or if you struggle really bad. Touch wood, I've been dead lucky. I've never struggled really bad with cramps, or anything that bad. The first few, when I first started, again, when I first had my periods, I had my first period in the January when I was 12, and then didn't have a period for 3 months until I turned 13 in the April. And then my periods, like I say, were every 31 days. That was just what was normal for me. Again, I don't know if anyone ever's experienced that, but that was normal for me. I just remember that also when I was trying, I thought I'll give myself a year. We were supposed to get married, and we were going to give ourselves a year, and then we obviously got caught with Kayla. And I just think because I'd got rid of all the anxiety and I was just distracted with other things, that it happened. But yeah, so that's what I know on periods. Just vaguely, obviously, there's I only get 10 minutes, a 10-minute video. But yeah, again, periods is learning what's normal for you. Leakages is normal. Having to use tampons and sanitary towels is, you're not alone. You can have periods and not be fertile. But yeah, I just think break down these walls, speak to women around you, and just learn to know what's normal for you. So hope you all enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.